Since my play session at E3 2015, I know that For Honor is going to be a game that I will spend a ton of time with. I will explain why For Honor is my most anticipated game in this video. Let me know if you look forward to For Honor in the comments down below, and don't forget to hit that like button. Let's start with the fact that For Honor is a special game. The combat where you scan the opponent and see what he's going to do next is really refreshing in the competitive shooter landscape, where the person that sees you first always has a lead. Every time you kill someone, it really feels great because you outsmarted them. There's not a lot of luck involved. Knowing when to block an attack and when to use a small or heavy attack is really needed, but at Gamescom 2016 I saw that there's a lot more depth to it. It's important to know where you should stand at what point in the game. Is it handy to help out your team in the middle, or should you sneak past the fight and go to the other side of the map to try and capture that point? Can I handle this fight, or should I go to the middle where a ton of minions can also fight and help me get a leg up? Also important is knowing your enemy. Just like in a real sword fight, it's all about analyzing what your enemy will do and what they are capable of. In For Honor there are 3 factions with 4 heroes, and while they're all in the same category, Assassin, Vanguard, Heavy and Hybrid, the Assassin from the Samurai, for example, should play totally different from the Viking. Viking has its signature move where you can, for example, push someone against the wall and that can stun him. The Assassin from the Samurai cannot do that, but should be more mobile and able to dodge attacks more easily. So fighting against him in a small hall is maybe a better way to approach that fight. There's so much depth and things that you can learn after each death in the Gamescom demo. I thought, oh, I could have done that better. I should have attacked instead of blocking. There's just a lot of things you can do, and I want to master it all. Not only the Dominion mode where you fight over the control of 3 points sounds awesome, the full lineup of modes is really cool. You also got another 4v4 mode called Skirmishes. It's like a team deathmatch, only a little more complicated, where you also have a bounty on your head, and the more beautiful kills get also more points. The For Honor gameplay really lends itself for some duel style gameplay, and that's also what the game has to offer, where you go 1v1 versus an opponent in different types of arenas. Do you prefer 2v2? Well, that's also possible in the brawl mode. I can already see some tactics where you can really think of combos between different characters. I said 5 modes, right? Oh yeah, you also got Elimination, a 4v4 mode where everyone has 1 life, the last person standing wins the round for their team. While learning the Master of Arts, you also unlock new gear that will only impact your look. What's cool is that you can get gear and weapons by killing important enemies in the single player as sort of trophy, and it's of course very cool to show off in the multiplayer. The campaign really plays a little bit like Dark Souls / Bloodborne, where you fight more 1v1 against big opponents, where you really have to dodge and strike at the right times, just like in the multiplayer. There are also like millions of enemies on the screen. You kill them by just 1 hit, but they are minions, as I like to call them, and they're just really there to make it feel like a big battle, but they don't really offer a challenge. By the way, the campaign is fully playable in co-op, so you want that awesome halberd? Well, you can get that by playing with your friend. You can register now for the September 15th alpha, and I will make sure to get in to show you at least some awesome gameplay, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, it's super interesting to see that a lot more people are realizing now that Ubisoft has something special here. It's totally different from their other games, and I will share why in another video. You can also subscribe to stay up to date on that. Like this video if you did, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.